Hello and welcome. So today I felt like showing you what I do with the cards before I'm on camera. I don't know why, but this is something I always do and I just want to show you. So I'm going to do reading for the week ahead, looking at the astrology, looking at the tarot, and what I always do is I sage my cards first. So I take a little bit of time, getting the flame on, getting some nice smoke going, and then I do this. I take a second. Yeah, and then I just let the sage burn out, so it's just sat over there and let it burn. Okay, so let me know if you enjoyed that. So welcome to this reading. So yes, looking at the astrology of the week first of all, then we'll get into the cards. So today we have a Mercury Cazimi. So Cazimi means when something conjoins, it makes a conjunction, so it comes together with the sun. So Mercury is the planet of communication, of clarity sometimes, like of thinking clearly. Well, when it conjoins with the sun, that's very much the vibe. But the sun is also joining up with the South Node. So we have the Mercury Cazimi with the South Node. And the South Node is all about the past, our karma, our comfort zones, things that we maybe need to outgrow. So it's definitely going to be a theme this week around letting go again. I know it's been an ongoing theme recently. But yeah, so we've got this Mercury and the Sun coming together with the South Node today. That's on Monday. We'll still feel this energy a bit tomorrow as well. And we've also got from yesterday and today, Mars, is this right? Yeah, let me get this right. Yes, Mars is trining Saturn. Sorry, I was getting mixed up with planets there. So you might have really felt inspired to get stuff done. Mars is the warrior, Mars is the doer. Saturn is also very likes to get things done in place, get things in order. So Mars and Saturn, when they're working well together, work really well. They get shit done. So that's like the beginning of this week. So we've got this kind of like maybe quite motivated energy to do things. And then also we've got this sort of maybe clarity of thought. The sun is like shining and magnifying like Mercury, so like things feeling clearer. And with Mercury being and the sun being in Libra, it's all about how we bring this balance back, and maybe like this clarity of thought of how we bring balance back into our lives, how we can have those harmonious conversations. Again, Mercury is the conversationalist, Libra is about harmony, about sort of being friendly and pleasing. So it's a really good time to sort of have those clarifying conversations. So that's the beginning of the week. So let me know if you felt that already. And then, yeah, so there's not a lot of things happening, but the things that are happening are quite big. So we do have the South Node Eclipse in Libra happening on Wednesday. So again, like new moons, so it's a new moon as well. New moons are often about new beginnings, fresh starts, right? New cycle, things being fresh and planting seeds and all that kind of stuff. But with it being an eclipse in the South Node, which is our past and our karma and our kind of like what we came into this life with, what's familiar, what's comfortable, we are asked or being asked to shed what no longer makes sense for us anymore. And again, this is a theme that we've been like dealing with a lot recently, but it feels like it's going to be a little bit easier now. We're being asked to really trust that what is being taken away is needed. Like I had it today where something was out of my hands. It felt like a tower moment, but you know, like a tower, I always think tower moments in tarot, tower moments are like the universe takes something that you didn't like choose to have taken or something. And often that can be like devastating, but it didn't feel like that. It was this like, I think the Mars trining Saturn was really helpful in this kind of like, no, that needed to go. No, it wasn't in my hands. No, it wasn't something that I chose. It wasn't something I was in control of. But there was this overarching sense of like, yeah, that is because it's no longer in alignment for me anymore. And thank you. I could have gone down the path of like, oh no, like, what does this mean? And like upset or like some kind of reaction like that. But it's really being like, how can we allow the universe to do its thing, to remove the things and just be like, yeah, I needed that. Thank you. Thank you. I was able to actually be grateful and thankful as opposed to scared and upset and annoyed and feeling out of control and, you know, all that kind of thing. So that happened just today. So yeah, this is a theme that's definitely gonna be happening. And with it being in Libra, Libra is about our relationships, right? So it's likely that the things that are our comfort zone and how we operate in relationships is going to be shifting. So it's about like no longer doing kind of the shadowy side of Libra stuff, which is this more people pleasing sort of. The thing about, I actually have a little bit of a hot take on people pleasing. So I think that people pleasing as a term gets very sort of like thrown around and is always seen as like a bad thing, like you shouldn't do people pleasing, it's always a really bad thing. And I'm like, here's the caveat: people pleasing when it requires abandoning yourself is a problem, but to just want people to be pleased and to be pleasing and to be pleased are not necessarily negative things. And I just felt like, for whatever reason, I really felt like I needed to say that, because it does just often get thrown around as being like, stop being a people pleaser, da 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 da. Okay, but there is something about, well, we are in relationship with people and we do want harmony as well, right? It's not always about being deliberately contrarian or conflictual, right? Like, yes, those things can be a good thing, but I don't know, it just felt important to say that, like, it's okay to be pleasing as a person. So yeah, that's just my little, I just had that kind of thought today, and I was like, you know what, like, it's, don't like that it always gets such a bad rap in a sense. Anyway, so on Wednesday, that's going to be happening, the South Node Libra Eclipse, lunar Libra solar eclipse on Wednesday. Thank you. So yeah, you may find endings and maybe new beginnings because it's a new moon. So there's the real endings and beginnings thing happening here. Then on Friday, we have got Venus trining Saturn. So trines are a really supportive sort of aspect, a supportive moment. And Venus is all about how, you know, about beauty, about love, about pleasure, about justice. And Saturn is the kind of like disciplinarian. So I feel like on Friday, it's like we're going to have the discipline to be our most fully expressed selves. Maybe it's a weird way of putting it. Let me phrase it differently. So Venus wants us to be our fullest, most expressed self, and to be magnetic, and this is why I think, like, I'm talking about the people pleasing thing, like, Venus is very pleasing. Venus is easily pleased and is pleasing to others. And Venus, in her sort of like highest expression, is so grateful, gracious, pleasing, and that's how she gets what she needs. She becomes magnetic because people just like want to give her stuff, right? And part of a lot of that is about being pleasing. And Saturn, like, in the mix here is about like having the confidence to do that, the confidence to be more of our fullest expressed selves, not sort of shying away and like being small. It's about like being that energetic frequency that matches all that we want to bring towards us, if that makes sense. So that's kind of like the week. And then the weekend we have a little bit more of a challenging aspect. So Mercury is going to be squaring Mars. So square is a sort of challenging aspect. where we may find that it's time to have those difficult conversations. So again, Mars can bring conflict. Mercury is the communicator. So it's conversations, maybe potentially challenging conversations. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a conflict, but there might be a sort of like rubbing up of things, like people not being in total harmonious agreement with each other. But it feels like the week that we're having leading up to that is going to set us up really well to have those difficult conversations when we're releasing all of this stuff, and it's like, right now it's time to face the music, it's time to have that difficult conversation. Like, let's say you discover, you know, this might not happen, but just like the energy of it, you might discover that like the job that you're in isn't in alignment, and the universe is sort of like taking that away, and like, or maybe you're being, you know, made redundant, or you're losing clients, or whatever it might be, right? Something like that. And then it is about having that conversation with your boss of being like, okay, like actually this isn't really working for me anymore. Like what got me here won't get me there. I need to do things differently. It's that kind of energy, but we're being prepared for that. So I don't want you to be like scared of this. I think it could be maybe challenging, but we're ready. We're ready for this. It's something that we want, like it's going to be helpful for us. Okay, so that's kind of the week in a nutshell, and then I'm now going to get into card reading. So, I have definitely felt huge boosts towards the, like, why we're here. Oh gosh, sorry, a bunch of just fallen out there. 1 second. A lot of this Mars energy today, I've definitely felt of like, I'm going to get stuff done, and it's all like in the right direction. It's felt really good, actually. Let me know in the comments if that's been true for you as well. Sorry, I'm just rearranging these cards. There we go. Okay. So, energies of this week for those watching, please. Okay, thank you. Show you in a moment. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Oh, this is very interesting. Okay, so we have got, first of all, the eight, I can't read, 8 of discs, prudence. Yeah, so this kind of feels like the energy of the beginning of the week, like working hard. It's Sun in Virgo card. Yeah, and this sort of like attending to details, definitely the energy I've been in today, like doing the hard work, but like not in a kind of bad way. It's just like, right, getting my head down, doing the things. So that's like the beginning of the week, definitely feeling that. And then we've got 8 of Wands, swiftness. So yeah, things moving quickly, things shifting quickly. It could leave you feeling a little bit frazzled. I always think with this card, it's a bit frazzled. But what I actually really love about this card is that we've also got this rainbow here. It's like moving towards this lovely, like, yeah, I'm getting like magnetic kind of energy. And then we've also got here 9 of Swords, cruelty. I'm kind of not surprised to see this, because I do think that this card often speaks to me of like challenging our sense of worthiness. Oh yeah, that feels potent today. There's something here around, let me feel into this for a sec. We are being challenged to step into our own sense of worthiness around what it is that we are moving towards. So like, yeah, there could be some feelings of self-doubt in amongst this, but we're really being asked to believe, to trust in the direction that we're going. Things are moving quickly now, and I think that there could be a potential for a sort of like, yeah, a fear kind of coming up of like, I'm not worthy of this, I'm not um like yeah, what is it? It's like a kind of, I'm getting the visual of someone just being quite scared and like being quite hard on themselves and potentially sabotaging their efforts with all of this kind of heaviness and the thoughts. Like swords rules the mind, so there is something about, like, we have been asked recently to clear a lot of the beliefs that are no longer working for us. We do have a lot of mercurial energy at the moment, so maybe working with Mercury to help you with this, to help clear and shift some of these beliefs that are maybe keeping you a bit stuck. Because yeah, it's like things are on the way now, but there's still some niggling self-doubt that needs to be worked through. That's what it is. It's like this week, spend some time working through the things that are keeping you from moving forward, because you're being asked to move forward. Ooh. Okay. Potential challenges, please. Oh gosh, quite a few fell out there. Pop those back, see if any come back out. Yeah, it's really a time to like really believe in ourselves. I'm getting very Mars energy as well. Ooh, right. So challenges. Taking on too much responsibility. 10 of Wands, oppression. Yeah, like just being too hard on yourself. There's something, I mean, both of these together, they're not the same card, but they have a very similar kind of vibe. Cruelty, oppression. Where are you being too hard on yourself here? Not giving yourself enough grace. Yeah. Let me know if that resonates. Best part of this week, please. Shouldering too much responsibility. Some of you know this is what you need to let go of. And allow yourself, again, this is like a need to allow yourself to be more magnetic instead of always having to like push and force things to happen. Stop forcing, stop controlling. Allow things to happen, allow things to fall away, allow things to come to you, allow yourself to be magnetic. Best part of the week, please. Interesting. 5 of Swords, defeat. So this feels like, yeah, like the best part is that you're going to be leaving something behind, you know, like it's interesting that this isn't the best part. I actually really like that this isn't the best part, because it's like sometimes admitting defeat is the best thing that we can do. Ooh, I felt that. Did you feel that? Sometimes admitting defeat is the best thing you can do. It releases you from this burden. There's a burden that you're carrying here that's just heavy. And it's like, what are you still holding on to here? The eclipse is going to clear it out anyway. But see it as an opportunity rather than seeing it as like, again, it's like the thing that happened to me earlier today. It was like, it would be so easy for me to go into fear, but it's like, no, like this is what I'm meant to do. This is what's meant to happen. I don't even need to know all the steps. I just know that this isn't working, and it got cleared for me. Like, that's kind of a blessing sometimes when things just like get cleared for you. You don't actually have to be the one that does it. It just goes. So yeah, like I love that this is here, just tuning into that. Like admitting defeat is liberating, not like, oh, I'm just a failure and I can't, and what's wrong with me and why am I so rubbish. And yeah, because that's what this card really speaks of just being like so horrible to yourself, like that you're some kind of failure. I'm getting this real sense of like fear of being a failure and not seeing failure as like this healthy thing. An ending is a failure of sorts, do you know? And endings are inevitable. It's a good thing. Like we have to do that so we can make space for the new, right? Okay, guidance for the week ahead, please. allow for the new to come in. Ace of Discs or Ace of Pentacles, depending on what deck you use. Newness wants to come in. For some of you, it's new money, new jobs, something new in your material world, something physical, something tangible. This needs to go. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Okay, I think that's everything for this reading. Thank you so much. Let me know if that resonated for you in the comments. I would love to know how you're finding these energies. I do think they have been a little bit strange. Eclipse energy can be a weird one. But yeah, just try and see eclipses as blessings. And also I do want to say that it'll be, because this is the last eclipse in Libra for the next couple of decades, really reflect on where you have let go of some of these kind of relational, that's Libra, behavioral like patterns that don't serve you anymore. Like, I know this has shown up so much for me. I think I've talked about this recently, but just that kind of like not being so codependent, not saying yes when I mean no, that kind of thing. Like, and take some time to really reflect on how far you've come in this period around what you've let go, because I think it's important that we take stock of things as well, of like, you know what, I have come really far, and like I've really shifted a lot of things, and I'm proud of myself for that. Again, like pride feels like Mars energy. For some of you, it's about channeling this Mars energy to realize like that you are powerful, because it does feel like you, again, not all of you, but just some of you are just not seeing how brilliant you are. And I think you really need that right now. So I hope that got through to whoever needed to hear that. And thank you so much for watching that. I'll see you all on the next one.